I went inside to cool off for a little bit because it's toasty out here. Welcome back. Okay, first, you won't see the Grand Canyon shirt anymore. It's officially retired. After crawling under the truck the last time, and when I took it off, I could probably read a newspaper through it. It's too thin, not protecting me anymore, and probably getting dangerously close to bursting into flames if I got too much stuff on it because, you know, cotton and all. Anyway, all right, so you saw last week that I cut the radius arm bushing bolt off and realized that we had the sleeve rusted in place. You can see it there. So there's a nice rust weld between these two pieces of metal here. So had to replace these. Could have got them online, but I have an amazing store here in Oklahoma City, right up north of us, and J&E fasteners. And I could get a grade 8 and the appropriate nylock right from them. I did ask for 4, but I wound up with 5. So hopefully that will still fit. I need to check. I'm pretty sure it'll fit. But this will be the bolt that goes back through the bushing. When we put this thing back together, which will require us to go to my buddy's shop, either the Evil German Dude or Mike, and borrow their press. So, not sure. Evil German Dude, I can start that thing early and get it done. Need to pick a weekend and go do it. That'll be the plan probably. So in order to get that goal and get that ready to go, I'll have to have all of the other bits off of the truck in the front that require new bushings, and get them all taken apart and removed from the truck so that they can be transported to the press. Either that or I should have bought a press. I don't need a press, so I'm gonna use somebody else's press. I think that's it. All right, so goal today, get the second radius arm off and then investigate the other pieces under the truck that all have to come down that are gonna require new bushes be prepped in there. So this video might be just all over the place, and I'll get as far as I can without making a gigantically long video again. Other than people, the internet or YouTube is telling me that larger videos are better now. I'm not sure about that, so we're gonna go with it. I don't know, maybe we'll stretch ours to 30 minutes. I don't know if my watch time, I don't really pay attention to all of that. So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll figure it out and change something, but who knows. All right, nonetheless, I do appreciate anybody that watches, and honestly, this is just to help people. I learned, you know, from somebody, and if I can help somebody else work on their truck, that's even better. So that's what we're trying to do. All right, let's get under the truck again and wish we had a rack. Yeah, or rack? Lift. Wish we had a lift. Let's do that. Get under there and really, really enforce that a lift would have been a good idea. Do you think that's properly perished? Look at that pile of stuff. I'm looking underneath there. That is just not much of that left. And it's so sticky too, it's gross. So, all right, gotta get this one off, and then we'll cut this one right here and right there. I'm not even gonna try to turn that. It doesn't matter if I get the nut off or not, because getting the nut off means the sleeve is still in there. So that's a cut. I'm not gonna pretend like that's not rust welded just like the other side. So that's what we're gonna do. So that's where we're headed. All right, let's get started. First we gotta get this off because we can't turn that if that ain't in place. So we're gonna start here. So, all right. Okay, little PB blaster. See if we can tease that loose a little bit, just for fun. I'm usually question whether this stuff actually works or not, but I have seen it work, so we'll do that. And then we'll heat it because we know that works. Lovely. Nice drippage. Some gold colors. Pretty. Alright, let's see if our PB blaster worked. Mother of pearl! Yes! Don't bite Polly. Don't bite Polly. Don't bite Polly. Ah, did I do all that off camera? Damn it. Okay, let's see if we can keep the hot molten steel out of my ears this time. Gloves. Safety second. Not a great option. Okay, that went pretty good. That print pretty well. Not too much flotsam and jetsam on me. Got that pretty well cut back. A little bit of damage on the radius arm, but nothing structural. Looks like I like to cut things twice, apparently. So, alright. Alright, let me get the rest of this cleaned up and get those knocked off of there. Where's my Emma? Those are probably hot. I don't want to touch for the most part. Come on, baby, get off of there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, sure. All right, there's a lot of cleanup to be done here. Gotta get a bunch of gunk off of that. All right, that's gonna be ungunked. And then I will paint that, I guess. All right, let's do some painting. Be some corrosion in there.
Johnny, tell him what he's won.
Okierover, because you removed your radius arms, you get to abate rust. Yes, you and your closest friends get to grind crap off in rust and paint stuff. Congratulations. That's right, Bob. While he's abating rust, he gets to impale himself on hundreds of little wire sticks that fly off of his wire wheel. Yes, a fun-filled time for the whole family, Bob. All right. Let's we'll get some stuff done, and we'll get some rust preventative paint on there. Yay! Okay, we got both of these cleaned up as best we can. We don't have tools to get in there and get, I mean, this is dirt on top of paint probably, or whatever. And there's really not gonna be much point in putting my rust preventative on this because these are beefy pieces. It'll just roll off anyway because I can't get it super clean. Without a, you know, if you're doing a body off restoration, sure, you could probably get this where you could get it nicely covered and everything. So I'm just gonna put some rattle can on it, and we're just gonna call that okie dokie. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing, and I really wanted to, you know, would have liked to have done that, but it would require us dropping this entire axle, getting it all cleaned off, and then painting it. For what reason? It's a truck. You drive it in dirt. If it fails, I'll buy another one. All right, let's get some rattle can. We'll turn off the fan so it doesn't blow back on us, and we turn this whatever color that turns out to be. Self-etching primer. It'll be dry pretty quick. I'm gonna go over and do the other side. Just sprayed over one of the things that makes a vehicle original. The paint marks on the axle are check marks from the factory when the fluids were installed and then confirmed. Or so I was told. All right, we'll pretend like that's a good job, and then we'll worry about that in a little while. Okay. Whew, getting hot. It's almost 100. All right. So, and the fan's on, so it's really starting to take its toll. All right, we've got to clean up all of our bits here. So all this needs to be painted again, and of course, all of this goo has to be removed from it. All of these bits have to be cleaned off, getting all that gunk off of them. I think that's going to be a scrape, and then all the small parts will be on the bench. And then we'll go with that. I'm gonna have to knock this metal bush off of here, because I need this off to clean it, and I need this off to reinstall it. So it's gonna be some work there. I'm missing one of these. I wonder where that is. I don't see it. All right. Well, we'll have to go looking for it then. I'm not sure where that wound up. All right, we'll go get that. All right, so most of that is going to be on the wire wheel on the bench. Not sure if you'll get to watch that or not. And this inside here is going to be super fun to clean out because that is just sticky goo. Yuck, yuck. I also have to go back and the mount where the ends are. Those all have to also be cleaned and painted. So I'll get back under there and do that. That's kind of boring. I'll get started on that, and then maybe we'll time-lapse the cleaning of the rest of this stuff for you. Sorry, spider webs everywhere. There's spiders all over the place. I think I was looking on the floor, these little tiny spiders, just like, there might have been 8, just scatter when I moved my tools this morning. They're little tiny things. They make the smallest webs. Okay, that's where we're at. Got to do a lot of cleaning, a lot of wire wheeling. It's not going to be super awesome with it being hot like this, but we'll turn the fan on and we'll see what we can get done. Why don't I remember that I have these tools? That made short work. Okay. That made short work of that rust removal. I don't know why I didn't remember I had that when I said, oh, I'm gonna go run it on the wire wheel. Blah.
The good Lord chose not to bless me with fully functional brain.
All right. So yeah, that made short work of that, and it went really well for me. So I'm getting out of there while the compressor's running up here to the house garage. Yeah, I need to take a little break and sit down for a little bit and drink some water. So I'll come back after I'm done with that task. Oh yeah, it's taking longer than I thought, and it's hot. So, clean up. Nice. Okay, this one had to be wire wheeled again because the black spots you saw in the video that I couldn't get off with the material in the sandblaster was the red, what was left of the red bushing. So, sticky, gross. All right, all these pieces need a acetone wash. They'll get an acetone wash, and then they will get some paint. We'll put primer on first, and then we'll put some black on it probably. Now on to the radius arms. All right, radius arm. We got to get that stuff out somehow, and then we got to get these parts cleaned up. So more wire wheel apparently. So we got to wire wheel this bad boy and the other bad boy. Lots of bad boys here. So lots of wire wheeling. So to get that stuff out, I don't do a lot of wood turning anymore. So I went and got one of my wood turning chisels. And since it's round, I expect that will assist me in gooing that stuff off. Seems to work amazingly well. So that's what we're going to go with. All right, I'm going to do that off camera because I can't do it with two hands and it's boring. Look at that. Here's what you can get off of a little acetone. Bunch of crap on top of that. That would have not had paint stick to it. Those are grade 8 bolts, by the way. I didn't remember that being part of the game, but I did do grade 8 apparently when I was doing those. Last time, when I put the polys on. My glove has failed because I can feel my hand burning. Okay, those are ready for a coat of paint. Ready for a coat of primer. Not with a damn failed glove, they're not. I'd be lying if I didn't say my hand was tired and a little bit sore, but I've got it mostly cleaned off. I think as close as it's gonna be. Let's get some acetone on it and get it under some paint. So that's gonna take us doing this. Some more. And pour, pour, pour. Pour, pour, pour. Soak, soak, soak. Rub, rub, rub. Does come off. Some dust on there for sure, and leftover paint and whatever else. Yep. How about that? Something happened. We'll see if that segment even worked. Alright, so we're cleaning up this piece. Look at the rust in there. It's the acetone portion of the washing. Yuck. Let's flip it over and give it another hose down for the other. Put some more on this side. There we go. Good times. Yep. Roost. And another failed glove. Why do I bother? Why do I even bother? Okay, I don't count the paint inside the bearing area to count, because once I press a bearing in there, there probably won't be any paint in there anyway, but I'm gonna spray paint it just the same. Just in case some of it does take. Okay, good times. Okay, everything's painted. I flipped the washer bits over one time so they have their second side painted. So everything gets flipped over one more time for another coat. Probably just the radius arms, and then I'll get probably black. I don't have anything else, I don't think. I'll put something on it in a color, so it won't be just primer under there. I tried that before. I thought it looked pretty cool when everything I touched was gray, but I didn't do a very good job painting this stuff. I didn't remove all the oils or all that kind of stuff, and so that paint, the primer, didn't really stick to most of it. So we'll try again with something else. But all right, that's it for right now. We're going to take another break, and then we'll show some more painting, I think. I went inside to cool off for a little bit because it's toasty out here. Ultra matte black. Let's put some black on. Okay, the next ones we're gonna take off are the front radius arms, so let's get underneath here, take a look. Wait. What the hell? Holy unexpected outcomes, Batman! When did I do that? These are rubber. These are already rubber. When did you do that? I don't remember doing that. That should tell you how long they've been on here then. Oh, how about that? Okay. I've already removed the the poly bits off the front. Okay. Huh. All right. That's unexpected. Huh. When did I do that? They have been replaced. I have already done this. Well, that's disturbing and encouraging all at the same time. Disturbing and encouraging at the same time. Okay. So what is left to press then? We could repress these on the panhard rod, because those are notorious for failing right there because of this oil. That's gonna make this a lot easier. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get the panhard rod off then. Yeah, let's do that. No need for PB blaster when it's soaked in oil, probably. One down. Room to go. Okay, it's pretty grimy, but it's not rusty. And you know why? Because it's covered with oil almost the whole time because of the leaks in the steering system. So yeah, look how nice my paint actually is. All right, I don't wipe too much off because I want you to see this, but you can see how that bearing, that bushing is kind of not doing a great. It's got the rubber, you can see the rubber's really starting to fail on it already. Right there's a good chunk of it coming off. And this is the death wobble piece. I know people say other things online, but if you want death wobble to go away, replace your panhard bushings on a Range Rover Classic. So there it is. We got it. This job is gonna be done in 2 sets. This is nice. All right, that's it. Stoked. Next week, press some bushings in, boom, put it back on, we're done. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you have the mind to, and we'll see you next week.